In this video, guys, I've got 5 situations where you need to stop trading immediately. Stay tuned. Hey traders, warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me. All right, so 5 scenarios where I think and where I do stop trading immediately if they should ever occur to me. And actually, I wish I had stopped trading immediately when some of these happened 15, 16 years ago, whenever it was, when situations like this came up. And in fact, stopping trading prevented further damage. So most of these are to prevent further damage. You know, these scenarios are situations where things have got so bad that they're normally a precursor for a big account devastation. And what you don't want, guys, is to have that. You can learn a lesson very early. It could be a painful lesson. You can lose a lot of money without devastating your account. What I see from many traders that I work with, from many traders that I hear from, and even from my own experience, guys, is that very often we have warning signs that you are about to do some significant damage to your account. And if you can just heed the warning signs and take a step back, you can learn a pretty painful lesson, but without it being absolutely awful and devastating. So the first one, guys, is you have any urge to get it back. This is a revenge trading red flag. Anytime you want to get the money back, get your account back to highs, you've taken a significant loss, you've taken a string of losers, whatever it is, anytime you're feeling the urge to get that money back, you should, in my opinion, stop trading immediately and regroup and reframe the mind. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a subconscious goal in mind, and that may well be getting back to previous account highs if you've had a poor month or a poor quarter. That may well be getting to a fresh highs. But if you're trading with that in mind and not trading with the process, you're only going to get more frustrated when that starts to move further and further and further away. And then you start trading on tilt, you'll start trading more size, you'll start taking trades you shouldn't be trading, you'll start over trading, and the impact to your account will start doing this, you know, big gains, big losers, and they'll just get more frustrated. So whenever you're thinking in terms of, hey, I want to get it back, stop, regroup, and think about what you're doing. Go back to basics, come back into the game slowly, carefully, with small size. Number 2, you lost more than you wanted. So, you know, this sometimes happens when your discipline isn't quite on point. And guys, I know I've been through the journey myself. I know there are times in your early days where discipline isn't quite as good. And listen, even later on in your career, you're going to break rules from time to time. They're not going to be as severe, and you're going to be very quick to pull the reins back in when you do, but we're human beings. But at the beginning especially, you know, you're exercising your discipline muscles. You're becoming a better trader. You're becoming more focused on what you said you're going to do. And very often, you might get in a situation where you lose more in a day or in a week or in a trade even than you wanted to. And that feels unpleasant, to say the least, doesn't it? You look at your account balance and you go, I've risked more than I wanted to. I've lost more than I wanted to. I let that trade go further than I wanted to. I didn't stick to my rules. So you've got the impact of not sticking to your rules and feeling bad about not being disciplined, and the other impact of the financial damage that trade or series of trades has done. And then you start trading again on tilt, with disregard for risk, with desire just to get money in quickly. And it's very dangerous, guys. Been there, done it many years ago. If I had lost more on a day than I wanted, if I broke rules, if I was stuck in trades, deer in headlights, if I took too many trades, if I overtraded, all those things, you know, they would be devastating. And it wasn't necessarily that day, it was the subsequent days of that, I lost so much money there, and being in the wrong frame of mind. And fortunately, you know, hopefully that will never happen again. In fact, I know it will never happen again, guys. You know, I've been through that many years ago, and there's no way to get myself in that situation. Will I make mistakes? Yes, I make mistakes all the time, but I never let them give myself a big, devastating hole in my account. You know, fortune is something that's long gone. But hopefully you guys can learn from it, and hopefully if you've been through that, you can think, you know what, I don't want to go there again. I lost more than I wanted. Let me reframe again, regroup. Let me take things back to basics, start again. And in fact, talking about my trading, I did a video which will be up already, where I had recently a string of losers that, hey, happens, string of losers, it's not the end of the world. But if you'd have given me that string of losers 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that might have been a precursor for me trading very badly for the rest of the month, the rest of the quarter. Whereas now, string of losers, I was very frank and open about it. String of losers I didn't want to have. It was part of the deal. Sat back, regrouped, decided, worked out what was wrong. Was I doing anything wrong specifically? Did I need to reduce my size? Went through all the process, back on it, and now, it's long gone, long forgotten. Account is where it should be. Everyone's happy. Whereas you take that and put it earlier in the career, it would have been horrible. So you lost more than you wanted. Make sure you keep an eye on that one. Number 3, guys, you almost blew up, but got away with it. So let's say you've been trading, let's say you had a really horrible drawdown on the day, but you recovered, or a drawdown the week, but you recovered, and you've forgotten about it. That's when you need to stop trading. You've had a free lesson there. Take it, say thank you very much, trading gods, the market, put it in your pocket. Free lesson. I nearly got absolutely hammered then, but I managed to get away with it. But what you don't want to do is shrug it off as skill and say, yeah, I got away with it, and carry on trading. You need to take a step back. You need to stop trading immediately and say to yourself, I got away with that. That could have been far worse than it was. So what do I need to learn? Again, regroup, refocus, go back into it. Number 4, you're taking trades with no care about risk. Sometimes we become so despondent with our trading and so frustrated with the performance, we're just blasé with our trades. Like, I'll trade that, I'll trade this, I'll trade the other. And we don't treat the money as, money. We feel like maybe we had a drawdown in the account. I remember many years ago when I first started, guys, I'd have a drawdown in my account, and I'd just be so frustrated by having the drawdown that I'd be, I'll take this trade, I'll take this trade. You almost think, well, it doesn't matter if I lose another, some money. It doesn't matter. And you're kind of doing this, and it's just a bad situation to be in. Again, stop trading, regroup. And we all have to have our lessons, guys. We all have to go through the process. Hopefully things like this help you out a bit, and if it stops you from doing more damage than necessary, you're still gonna have to go through the learning process, still gonna have to get your discipline muscles ready, still gonna have to go through some of the pain that comes with it. But hopefully, if it's not as devastating, if you shorten the learning curve, then that's what it's all about. So taking trades with no care about risk. As soon as you start to feel yourself doing that, stop trading immediately, regroup. The key is to stop. It's so tempting to keep going, because we think if we keep going, we're going to get money back, we're going to make some money, and everything's right, everything's good, we're making winning trades. But it's just the wrong mentality. It's just stopping, regrouping, refocusing, and coming back in slowly. And the 5th and final thing, guys, is a bit of an outlier, or a bit of an odd one, really. It's when you've made an outlier winner and feel great. Now, this is controversial. Some people may not agree, and I think there's certain circumstances here. But I think for the majority of the time, if you've had a really exceptional winner, and I mean not just one that had a string of winners and they've all gone to your targets, that's fine, and you're going to get that from time to time, just as you're going to get a string of losers, and hopefully those ones are going to come more frequently than the losers will. But I mean, if you've been in a trade and you have some unexpected news that just gives you a massive jackpot win, maybe there's a gap on a stock you're trading, or maybe a currency pair you're trading just rips up for no reason and just gives you windfall profit, that's a time, in my opinion, to stop trading and just think about, what you're doing, everything fine, are you taking the right amount of risk, blah, blah, what would happen if it went elsewhere? Enjoy the win, by all means. I'm not saying don't be a robot about it, but at the same time, take the time to process and think a little bit about, okay, am I still on the right track? It's nice to have that windfall, great. I think a lot of traders fall into the trap of saying, well, I'm trading with house money now. I can be a little bit more blasé. I can be a bit more swing for the fences with my risk because I made so much in that trade. I don't really have to be as tight and as disciplined as before. And again, it's a trap because let's say you've made 20K on a deal, and then all of a sudden you drip that down, you lose it. Not only do you have the euphoria of making the quick 20, but you then have the pain of going back to where you were and saying, hey, you know what, I've just undone all that work. So not only don't you feel good, you feel bad because it's just a bad place to be. You're better off saying, right, fine, great, let me regroup, let me reassess. Do I need to do any adjustments? No, fine, carry on. Let me be methodical. Let me be even more efficient. Let me go through the process even more strict because I want to use that momentum to build on for the next trades or whatever the situation may be. You get the idea, guys. So that's controversial because some people say, well, you've had an outlier, you should carry on, keep the momentum going. And to a certain extent, I agree, but I don't think if it was a luck on your side. Luck happens to us, guys, and if you have a lucky kind of win, I think you've got to be careful you don't let it cloud your judgment. By all means, if you've got momentum with your trading, making great trades, keep the momentum going. I'm definitely a fan of that because the conditions, all the other stuff that comes with the confidence. But if it's a one-off situation, I'm always more of a fan of stepping back, enjoying that and making sure that I'm very, very strict with my process then moving forward. All right, guys, there's 5 situations where I think you need to start trading immediately. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comment section below. While you're down there, do check out our channel sponsor. There's a link to them in the description below. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.